Hi folks, and welcome to Schick Happens. In today's episode, I'm going to reveal the new name of our barn cat. Recently I posted a video reaching out to all my subscribers to come up with suggestions for a name for this new barn cat. And you guys didn't disappoint. I think there was over maybe 150 suggestions that Lori and I have been poring over for the last few days, and we finally decided on a particular name for this cat. Thanks to you guys. I sincerely appreciate that. But before we get into that, there's a couple other channels that I follow that do some fishing and hunting videos, mainly fishing, at least one of them. And they've been kind of ribbing me recently about slacking on a catch and cook video. And obviously I've had 2 open heart surgeries, which limited me to fishing one time in the last 5 months. So I just simply can't comply. But to appease these folks, these 2 guys, and I'm not going to call them out by name or their channels, that wouldn't be on the up and up. So for the purposes of this video, we'll just call them, I don't know, Don and Randy. Some basic names, I guess. But anyway, again, before we get started, let me roll a little clip here of me frying up some fresh Lake Erie walleye that a friend dropped off not too long ago. And there you have it, Don and Randy. But anyway, let's get back to the meat and potatoes of this video, which is the new name of our barn cat. Now, before I get into naming the new name of our barn cat, I'd like to share with you in the week or so that we've had him, my wife Lori has been calling him Houdini on occasion, because he just seems to get into places that you would not even think possible, and it would take forever to find him. I was kind of partial to Jehoshaphat, but again, too many syllables. Now, out of all the suggestions, the 2 most mentioned names for this was Smokey and Capper. Now, there's a reason we're not going to name the cat those 2, one of those 2. Smokey, that was the name of our indoor cat before we got our current cat, and I just want to avoid that, even though it's a great name and it's a fitting name. The other suggestion, most often suggested in the last video, was Capper. And I don't want to go with Capper because I want this cat, this barn cat, to catch all mice, not just focus on 3.5-year-old huge mice. I want them to cover all the mice. I'd like to also mention that our grandkids got in this game too. One suggested Marshmallow and the other one Sven. And while those are kind of cute names and different names, I just didn't feel it was appropriate for a barn cat. Sorry, Chloe and Emmy. One of my subscribers, Photo Control, suggested Brutus. And let me tell you, Brutus is a great name. I'm going to tell you why. Because our indoor cat, our big orange 16-pound cat, is named Brutus. He's about 7 years old. Now, all Brutus does, other than sleep, eat, poop, is he likes drinking out of the water faucet. I don't know why. Do any of you guys have a cat that drinks out of the water faucet? But anyway, that's why we didn't go with Brutus, but Photo Control, I appreciate the awesome suggestion. Now, Lori and I had to laugh at this one. Is one of our subscribers, John L., suggested that we call him, well, what he said was, he looks like a Fred. And we both had to laugh because that was the temporary name the shelter gave the cat for about 4 days, Fred. And it is a cool name, but he just wasn't a Fred to us. Deb's Way suggested Lucky. And I guess he is a lucky cat, especially coming to this great homestead. But Lucky just didn't have that catchy name we were looking for. Dust Devil suggested El Gato. And while we do like that name, Lori and I are huge fans of Puss in Boots, the cartoon character. He is an orange cat, and this one's gray and white. So that would have been a good contender if this cat was orange. I had mentioned in the previous video that the cat had a little missing ear tip. And after I posted it, my wife kindly pointed out that that's because the cat was fixed. Some shelters or veterinarians do that so that they're marked as a fixed cat. And a bunch of other subscribers also mentioned the reason behind that. And the only reason I bring this up is Mike, Bone Daddy 2, cleverly suggested Holyfield for a name. Father and Sons Fishing suggested Minwax in reference to the cat initially being in the wood shop. And that is a pretty cool name, and he may have been a contender if he was Calico. Bucktails Outdoors, I don't even know if I can legally say the names that he suggested, so I'm not going to repeat them. So that brings us to the new name of the cat. The one that Lori and I just at the very end decided to call Barn Cat. So the new Barn Cat's name is going to be Are we rolling? Hello fellow Schicksters in the great state of Schick. I interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you an urgent message. I've been consulting with my team of scientists and doctors and want to pass along to you the following new regulations that I will be implementing for the state of Schick. First and foremost, we want you to wear a mask when you go to bed. Secondly, we will be implementing a curfew for the state. This will take effect immediately. And this curfew will be from 2 p.m. until 11:45 a.m. the following day. And the last restriction I'm going to put in place for this state will be you will be limited to a half person for gatherings. This simply means that you can't eat by yourself. Sorry about that. I was interrupted. Where was I? Oh yeah, the Barn Cat's new name and who picked him. We had narrowed it down to 3 choices. 2 of them were musical reference choices that actually quite a few people had made suggestions on one of these names. I guess in honor of piano, let's stick with the musical thing. And 2 of them were really good suggestions. The other one that we really liked was from O. Paul, and that was Cooter, in paying homage to the Dukes of Hazzard. We both really liked that name as well. But we narrowed it down to banjo and fiddle. Becky C. was the subscriber that had offered up banjo. And Hunting Farmer was the subscriber that offered up fiddle. And again, after long thought, deliberation, and the most receptive name that this cat seemed to come to, or take a liking to, anyway, in our eyes, was Fiddle. So our new barn cat is going to be named Fiddle from here out. And there's a lot of play on words we could use with that for this cat. I'm not going to mention them here. But anyway, thank you, Dave, for coming up with the new name of our barn cat. And while this had no bearing on our decision for picking Fiddle, I can say that Dave on his channel is probably the only other YouTube channel in existence that actually featured piano and the Schickster in one of his videos. So that's kind of cool. Well, and there you have it. Our new barn cat's name is going to be Fiddle. And I sincerely appreciate everyone who participated in this name challenge for our new barn cat. He's got a tall order to fill, replacing piano, but I think he'll do a pretty good job. And hopefully it gets on the mice. But thanks for joining me here today at Schick Happens. I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate all the help. And we'll see you here soon. Cheers.